And finally, we are biggity back, man. Okay, threw that biggity in there because that's what we used to say back in the day, man. A lot of what I'm posting comes from that era where it was like Spice One, Dawes Effects. You know what I mean? Even Master P was trying to get on to it, but the way he was doing it, it wasn't really. You know what I mean? But no worries, man. It's the one and only, the real homie, if you really know me. And today we're going to pick up right where we left off, even though that shit was a little too far back as far as what I was trying to do. But, you know, life be life, and man. And all of a sudden, I woke up one day and was like, shit, it's been like almost a month. I haven't posted shit about this journey. So becoming T-K.A.S.H, I think this is becoming T-K.A.S.H. What is this, volume, part 3? I think this might be part 3, part 4. Oh, anyway, whatever. All right. So where did we leave off? We left off at a point where the roof is on fire dropped, and I was kind of officially known as a radio rap something guy, and I was still a part of the East Bay Omega Boys Club. Fun fact, you know, that part in my life, even though it led to me becoming T-K.A.S.H, it didn't really lead to me becoming T-K.A.S.H the rapper, more than like just T-K.A.S.H the radio guy, man. T-K.A.S.H the rap guy. T-K.A.S.H the Bay Area music connoisseur, you know what I mean, that everybody kind of turned to. Like, man, I used to make mixtapes and shit, you know what I mean, for my homies. And the reason why I bring that up is because it was never, I didn't have to rap to be T-K.A.S.H. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So, all right. So about 95, fall of 95, summer of 95, really, let me keep it all the way a stack. Summer of 95, spring 95, summer 95, that's where we were. It was a very, very interesting time in my life because everything came together when it comes to the last things I talked about in the first 2 segments. So again, I was the guy from frickin' The Roof is on Fire. I was part of something, East Bay Omega Boys Club. I wanted to maintain that. I wanted to preserve that. So I didn't care what I needed to do in order to stick with it, even if it means it meant including the reality that I wasn't hanging out like that. I wasn't getting into trouble like that. I want to be available. You feel what I'm saying? For a good portion of my life. So so spring 95, summer 95 was an interesting time because, all right, try to follow this with me. So I was the guy who was known for being the Bay Area rap guy, right, at Oakland Tech. And I hung with my boy K.A.S.H. K.A.S.H, the young B-Town legend, you know what I mean? He was the one that put me on to a flyer, an actual piece of paper. Before social media, people used to get the word out with flyers. And he said, I saw this flyer, I thought you'd be interested in it. It is an audition happening for a TV show on Channel 4, KRON channel, KRON TV. It was called First Cut. And First Cut, it was interesting because First Cut was a teen magazine show, and it preceded, and I'm saying this respectfully, it preceded a lot of podcasts and different content that you see now on the internet when it comes to what you know youth culture was into at the time, right? So you had different shows like, you know, Soul Train and you know, American Bandstand. You know, locally we had a show. We had a show called Dance Party that was on KOFY TV 20. You had Soul Beat Network, but Channel 4, I think at the time, it was an NBC affiliate as well. It was like, that was like the big league for me, you know, like, damn, Channel 4. And Kasimu was like, yeah, man, you know, you never know. I think you should do it. Here's why. Here's why I was grateful for that, right? For a few things. Number one, I was like, man, I'm about to be on TV. If I get this, hell yeah. But what I don't even think Kasimu understood is, well, maybe he did, was this. I was already on KRON TV Channel 4 because that is the local affiliate of NBC that aired the Roof is on Fire documentary that Suzanne Lacey produced, right? So I already came in kind of lightweight knowing like the layout of the land, at least with KRON. And I don't know if they're still on Van Ness, but I remember they used to be on 1001 Van Ness Avenue, okay? So the audition for the job of a reporter on the show came into play. I caught the BART over there. I walked through the Tenderloin and shit. I walked through the TLs, man. And I didn't have a car. I was just some kid, you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, I wasn't T-K.A.S.H yet. I was just Tommy from Tech, you know what I mean? So I walked through the Tenderloin to get to KRON TV, and I got the job. I auditioned. I forgot what they made us do, but I got the job, right? And man, that was it. I was official. So you are putting pieces of the puzzle together. You might have saw the past videos, but you are correct. If you've already figured out part of it is that I was actually a Bay Area hip hop media personality before I was a rapper. You know what I mean? And let's take it a step further. So I got the job. I ended up on the show for the fall 96 season. It wasn't 90, 94, like spring 90, fall 94 going into spring 95. It was, we recorded in the summer and it aired in the fall. Okay. So here are some people that after I got the job, this is like what really set it off, right? As far as me and Bay Area hip hop, here are some of the artists that I met that true story. And I may not share the whole story. I'm gonna probably break this into 2 parts. And then we'll go from there. All right, so I remember getting the job. I remember the first on location assignment that I had was to interview 2 local rap artists. And you'll never guess who they were. You won't guess who they were, so I'm just gonna tell you because you ain't gonna guess. JT the Bigger Figure and the one and only, the young baby boy San Quinn. Whew. Man, let me tell you, it still brings a damn near tears to my eyes because I just think about these 2 dudes right here, man. These are still 2 homies to this very day, man. And I mean that in a major way. And they feel me, and we don't have to talk for years and still be good because here's what was going on for me. It was the summer of 1995, and I remember going to JT's house in the Mo. It was in the Fillmore, and it was right off of, I think it was like Central. You know what I mean? And the thing was, I didn't know at the time how young they were. Now, basically, they was like my age. So I came in there starstruck twice because I was already listening to JT and Quinn and everything else. I remember saying Quinn is a psycho on the motherfucking warpath, gangbanging, crash slanging, leaving bodies in the body bag, leaving suckers in the body bags as I stomp through Frisco with hand on my pistol, dank in my right hand, fuck the system. I remember that. I remember JT listening. What was the main one I used to listen to? Oh, I remember rolling up in the limo as a motherfucker to listen to the demo. Ghetto Boys was rocking. Huey MC was next. Those in the crowd was giving up sex. Thicker than the thickest. Want to be something. Anyway, I don't remember the whole thing. But you know what I'm talking about. Fig, if you're watching this. It was a song called Victim of the Vapes. And then the other song was Frisco, the SFC. Frisco, ain't no punks. You know what I mean? So I was already starstruck, and I came in like that, and I was just like, man, it don't get no better than this. I'm on TV, and I'm interviewing 2 of my favorite rappers, you know, because at this time, I was done with LA like that. And this was the death row era, and I was still done with LA. Done with New York, hella done with New York, you know what I mean? So I was like, what? Quinn and Fig? My first interview? So we went to the house. And I remember Fig was playing me, um, he played me some songs that I never heard. Well, first of all, let me back up. Let me back up. First of all, I was so amazed by this. He had a full blown studio in his house. That shit blew me away. Okay. And again, I didn't know how young we all were. I didn't know we was like the same age and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing. And then the other part of this is while the camera crew set up the lighting for the interview inside the studio, I was able to connect and kick it with Quinn. And check this out. I didn't know that Quinn was actually my age. We the same age. So when I met him, I thought I'd be, following the OG's lead. Man, we were sitting there playing Sega Genesis, Shinobi. And Quinn, if you watching this, you know I won that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know I won that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you win a few times, then I won something again. I just let you win. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? But we was kids, man. And let me tell you, that was the funnest time ever. That was the funnest time ever. First interview on location, on assignment, was with JT and San Quinn. Going back a few steps, that wasn't my first interview. My very first interview was at Summer Jam of 95, okay? So Summer Jam of 95 was a little different, but we won't start that right now. We're gonna, trust me, it'll make sense. So before that, I'm with JT and we start to interview Fig and I'm asking him these questions. And I'm talking about his music, how he came up, and the questions were pre-written. I didn't write them, but the idea was like, we was chopping it up and shit. And it was all good, man. Like the way that the interview flowed, and it was all good. After the interview, he started playing me hella songs. I kid you not. The posters on the wall that I saw preceded more of my intrigue into the rappers that I ended up listening to and becoming connoisseurs on that wall, such as legend, local legend, beyond local though, you feel me? Huey MC, DJ X1, Rapping Forte, African Identity, OC Dre. I think he had an OC Dre poster. Did he have an OC Dre poster? I think. Kilo. A lot of people don't remember Kilo. It was maybe one other, man. Oh, you know what? It was a JT poster. It was a JT poster for Dank or Dope. That was actually the first tape by JT. It wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, Fig, correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching this. It was not Don't Stop Till We Major. It was actually Dank or Dope. The original, first tape, you know what I mean? Anyway, I listened to all these songs. He played me snippets from The Hustle Continues, San Quinn. 2 songs he played, I was like, God, this shit is tight. Shock the Party and I Refuse to Lose. I paid dues in the game and ain't nothing changed. I refuse to lose. I paid dues in the game and ain't nothing changed. Man, I was the whole experience, man, it was euphoric, And the reason why I bring that up, you guys, is because when I'm listening to shit now and when I'm playing stuff now, when I'm talking about these things, I'm not talking about this from a major label rap artist perspective. I was a kid back there, man. I was like 17, you know what I mean? 16, 17 years old and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is becoming T-K.A.S.H wasn't necessarily just becoming a rapper. And being a part of Bay Area hip hop wasn't necessarily a verb or a noun, more than it was an adjective. It was a feeling. It was an experience, man. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. This is where we'll stop. Next time out, I'll tell you about Summer Jam 1995. I was there, bro. And I was a reporter on a TV show. I got clips and stories you wouldn't believe, but they are true. So stay tuned. We will be back very shortly, not a month away. And I'll tell you about my experience at Summer Jam 1995 in the pathway to becoming T-K.A.S.H. Peace.